host, Melanie Newman. And now we are joined with our own Roch Kubatko. First time this year. We love it. We know that Mama Roch is very excited for this one. It's what we look forward to.
I texted her and she didn't respond, so she must have had big plans today.
Okay, well, we're going to put out an APB there to get her in front of a TV. But I want to dive into this one with you because we haven't gotten to talk a lot, but we also haven't gotten to talk to Gunnar Henderson a lot because he unfortunately didn't get to start here this year with the intercostal issue, which again, for folks back home, is the muscle between each rib is what has ultimately been giving him fits. So when he does rejoin the team, what does he bring?
I mean, obviously, top of the lineup, big bat, everyday shortstop, but I think it also helps psychologically. This team needed a lift because they've lost so many guys. You know, Cowser goes down, and Suarez, and Grayson Rodriguez, and Andrew Kittredge, et cetera, et cetera. It's like, can we just get some good news? Get one guy back, trend in the other direction health-wise. So I think that's a big lift. We weren't sure if he would be here today or not. We walked in the clubhouse. There's stacks of boxes and mail on his chair in his locker. And we're like, that's probably a no. Either he's not here or he just hasn't been at his locker yet. He'll be in Kansas City tomorrow. So I just think it provides a lift in multiple ways, and I don't think they're going to have to baby him too much. I mean, give him a little break here and there early on. But he's pretty much your everyday shortstop and leadoff hitter again. And that just kind of settles things down.
Yeah, it's a matter of the fact that he just ran out of a chance to have live at-bats at the end of spring training. We've seen this happen before. We can take a look at his numbers, though. Again, very, very small sample size here for AAA Norfolk. But with that being said, that's pretty decent production even for a few games.
That's not bad. He hit one in Charlotte. I think it hit a light pole. Otherwise, it would have got on the street and taken out one of the pedestrians. So I think he is ready. And he got a lot of at-bats down in Sarasota before he went to Norfolk. You know, they were kind of force-feeding him just like they were with Mateo as well. And, you know, we didn't know which one was going to be ready or both or whatever. Now, of course, there's going to be a roster move. And if Cowser hadn't gone down, I have no idea what they would have done. Now you think maybe Dylan Carlson, because he was the extra outfielder, maybe go with 7 infielders. We'll find out. But that would have been a really, really confusing, difficult question of how do you make room for Gunnar. A pleasant one, but I don't know what they would have done.
Yeah, you certainly don't want to be the guy that's going out there today and wondering if you're on the bubble or not.
It's rough.
Yeah.
I wonder that every day, though. So it's, you know.
You're up here every day, regardless. You're never going to be on that. So we're keeping you forever. Charlie Morton, though, on the other end of the spectrum, a veteran by every sense of it. That seems to be kind of the key word for the rotation this year. What have you taken away from what you've seen so far throughout Sarasota and that first start in Toronto?
Should I make the joke again that they all want to have dinner at 4 o'clock? Such a veteran.
Well, they all have 4 kids. I mean, there's rules to being in this club.
A lot of Chuck E. Cheese, too. The interesting thing with this first start in Toronto is his fastball was played up to like 97. He said he was getting above the barrels. You think that would have been good news, but he was like, it's very weird. And meanwhile, he got 1 out with his breaking ball. And he couldn't figure out what the problem was there. He said, that's the pitch I rely on, that curveball. He was not getting the outs. He wasn't getting the swings and misses. They had a really good game plan against him, but he's like, so hey, great, the fastball played up, but that's not how I pitch. So I think one of the big things we have to watch today is what happens with that curveball, that breaking ball. The Red Sox obviously see video and are reading reports, so maybe they're going to try and duplicate whatever's going on there. Maybe it was a flukish thing. I'm sure he appreciated the little extra velo on the fastball, but if the other stuff wasn't working for him, the secondary stuff, then that caused a problem with that start. He gave up 4 earned, 2 of them after he left, but he only went 3 1/3 innings. And he was really disappointed afterward. I mean, it's like, you know, it's his 18th season. I don't think he had a lot of butterflies, but it is another new team. You want to make a good impression. And he was pacing back and forth in the dugout when he got taken out because that's not the kind of start he was envisioning. And he was still processing what exactly went wrong here. And, you know, you've talked to Charlie. When he's processing, it's quite a process, and he's going to give you a very long response when you ask him about it, which we appreciate.
Exactly. So that's what I wanted to go with this, though, is the fact that, one, he kind of is setting an example for these younger starting pitchers to walk us through their starts after the fact, but 2, to show that even now we see these guys get caught up in chasing velocity, and he's saying, look, if that's not you, that's not a good thing. This could be really great for some of them, especially the ones trying to come back.
It is. And, I mean, again, if you have the other stuff working and your fastball's 97 and it normally isn't, that's fine, but it wasn't. It's not the way he pitches, but we do appreciate it. And Kyle Gibson's the same way, and once he comes back, man, we're going to have some really in-depth interviews because he was the same way. Jordan Lyles was like that before. Those veteran guys who are really good with the media and really give you thoughtful, intelligent responses, and they will break down the start for you. to make it easy even for us. You know, it's like pitching for dummies. We can even understand exactly what they're talking about.
That's, I was like, it's an 80 grade. Everybody was questioning. I said it's an 80 grade clubhouse just from an ability to talk perspective, and I will take that all day long. It makes the season fly by. Now, someone who I've always tended to be more of a fan of, because I think it's just been a matter of some small, rough patches that get blown out of proportion, because his numbers overall, this body of work has been good. But Brian Baker breaks camp again with the Orioles. Does he finally get to stick for a whole season up here?
Well, he's out of options, so that does make it tricky. But, you know, he survived the offseason. I always thought, you know, speaking of bubble guys, I thought he was a 40-man bubble guy because he had struggled up and down this previous year. And then he goes ahead and makes the club. He beats Matt Bowman for that last spot in the bullpen. They're both here now because of Suarez's injury. But there were questions whether he was going to break camp with the team, and he does. And now he's got 3 2/3 scoreless, no walks, 6 strikeouts, only 2 hits allowed. And since his first day of camp, you talk about a fastball playing up. He was 97, 98, which usually he's got to build to that. But he showed up immediately with better velocity. And that adjustment he made on the changeup, where he adjusted where he put his finger on the seam, didn't need as much wrist action to get the movement on the ball that other guys have to do. Kind of something he just stumbled upon. It felt good. He was getting action with it. It was a lot easier for him to do it that way. And you see the results. So does he make it the whole way? It'd be a lot easier if they had the flexibility to go up and down with him, but they probably don't have a reason to send him down at this rate. He's been a survivor. The fact that he stayed on the 40, he made the club, and he's one of their top relievers right now, if not the best guy right now results-wise.
Well, we've got a lot more to dig into throughout the year. We're just at the beginning, so this is not the last time that I'll get to pull you in here, but we love everything you're breaking down, Roch.
Thank you. Thanks for taking me off the bubble.